Hello, welcome to Tarot in the Shadows. I'm going to bring the tarot out in a second, but just want to come here and kind of brief you guys on the new energies. July was a weird month. I know it's still July, but not really. The energies have kind of moved on. Necessarily. It was a very transformative month. Pain, grief, but there's been undeniable proof, not only for me, but for you guys, that a door that seemed like it was closed, you just had to wait just enough time, and then it's going to open. Because you're already at the door trying to say, hey, let me open the door. But you're not doing that to waste your fucking time. You're doing that because you know that door is meant to be open. But what if you just had to wait a little longer? And then the door opens so fucking perfectly. And I know that hurts. But you've already felt a lot of hurt. Are you really hurting right now, or are you just kind of ready for fucking more, right? Let's see what the tarot has to say. Hold up, my candle is out, so I'm going to have to do the little lamp setup until I move out and, get a lot more abundance. I'm excited to get my camera back and a real setup. We'll get there, right? Don't worry about that. I'm not worried about it. I used to worry about it. But you see, that's the thing about a mental shift. If there's a mental shift, there's a shift. Because you can stay in mental hell or you can stay in physical hell. They're two different types of sufferings. Imagine literally being in the lake of fire and using all your pain to rise up and just make it a jacuzzi, right? That's not easy. Fuck, that's ancient power. You guys have a lot to learn about yourself. There's a lot of power that's finally being unleashed. There was a fire moon last night. For me. Maybe not for you. I live in Washington State, and there's Canada fires, right? These Canadian fires it didn't seem like it was smoky, but the moon literally was bloodshot red, like a blood orange moon. Usually a blood moon is just pure red, but usually they kind of got a tint of orange in there. But this was like the craziest orange. Like it was practically red, but you could tell it was orange. It was like a fire. And I called it the fire moon. Because when there's physical absolute change, because remember, fire is an indicator of absolute change. So not only that the air has absolute change, but also the shrubbery was chopped to look better and everything. There's absolute change in every facet of my life. So then it brings a certain clarity to the mind that says, you know what, there is absolute change. Remember, we all feel pain, we all feel suffering, we all feel doubt. Just know that that is an emotion to feel, but not let it consume you. You have to feel through the pain. Like a fucking workout. It sucks. But you know what? There's always a runner's high. Some sort of painful high of absolute conquest. Evolution. When you finally reach the peak, right? 444 when I said that. Let me get the tarot out. I finished my cup, and someone needs to hear that it may have felt like your cups have been empty. But cups don't become empty just to not get refilled. You see, if you feel like your cup needs to be refilled, that means you have a cup that can be filled, that is meant to be filled. We don't create cups to fucking piss in them, right? We create cups to fill them with sustenance that gives us life. Same thing happens with the soul, the astral self. And you're realizing a lot about yourself and your truths and what's coming. Indicated with the, what is this? The Ace of Swords. I've still yet to understand the deeper meaning of the word ace. Maybe I should look that up. It's just interesting because you wouldn't really think of an ace having a sword, what looks like to be piercing some sort of astral divine thing. Almost otherworldly. I mean, this whole picture is otherworldly because it looks like it's impossible. Because this crown is floating, meaning it may be physical, it may not, but there's some sort of astral embodiment of royalty that you're finally cracking down, right? You're saying, okay, I'm piercing the veil, and I understand this deeper truth, this deeper strength. And I think this is going to lead to a lot of greatness. I mean, that's only one way to lead to it, right? Of course, this card wants to come out. We got the Devil card. You see, I'm not going to hide from truth that exists. Pretty freaking sore. I'm not going to hide from truth. I'm not going to say... I'm not going to tiptoe around truth that is hard to bear. But I think if you're watching this, I think some of you literally are children of Satan. Children of the devil himself. Mephistopheles, Lucifuge, Rovocal. You're some sort of demonic ancient lineage. You don't have to be, okay? You don't have to be. If you're of the light, you probably wouldn't even be watching this video. And that's fine. I don't give a fuck. But because we all have light and dark. There's literally divinity in hell. There's royalty in hell, if you didn't know. People don't know that there's palaces in hell where people are having the biggest pleasures. But can they not get kicked out of those palaces and suffer just to have penance? I mean, it'd be weird to think some people would have just pure bliss. Oh, but the suffering is the fact that you don't have pure bliss up top. We're all supposed to deal with the sufferings of this physical realm. Sometimes I feel like this physical realm is a physical embodiment of the chains of flesh that God has proposed onto us because that is our penance. And if so, fuck it. We're here. No way out, right? Only way out is through. So... because I do believe that is a possibility because some people do apparently no longer are in the reincarnation trap, which is really interesting. Really interesting to think that, okay, if you transcend a different mental consciousness with divine God, divine source, whatever that source may be, to where you're evolving out of this experience that people call human existence. And I don't think human existence is terribly different from animals, but I feel like the whole thing of literally existing outside of this realm, yet we have to be in here, it's a whole predicament within itself. And it's really weird, but it's interesting. And we're here, we're living, and what are we going to do about it? We've cried and bitched our whole fucking lives. Is that going to fix anything? It may make us feel a little better. But strength, pleasure, delight, and obviously still giving love however you see fit is our only solution. Because the other solution is despair. The other solution is failure. The other solution is being destroyed. Every waking moment that you are alive is an absolute rebellion. Make it fucking count. We have the trumpets. So this is some sort of divine, absolute divine. This is literally divine judgment. This is divine blessings right here. And people think judgment is always some sort of bad thing of someone getting punished. Judgment can be the people around you are punished because, even if you deserve the penance, how you went through the penance matters. How you go through the pain is the thing that matters. Who cares if we're dealing with the worst pains in existence? What matters is how you deal with it, how you go through it. And if you're a young man, that's what makes a man. I mean, to be honest, that's really what makes humans, but there's a certain responsibility within literal physical men. I know some people have their differences, but I don't give a fuck. We're all different. That's beautiful, but there's a divine feminine, the divine masculine. We don't have those references for nothing. So, relax, right? I'm not going to say non-binary because I believe in only men and women. That's the truth. If you want to astrally think you're a woman, okay, great. Go for it. I don't care. I'm just letting you fucking know that there's truth in many places. When I say I'm talking to a man, I'm talking to a man. If you don't like that, fuck off. Go to another channel. Make a hate comment. I don't give a fuck. Get on my fucking nerves, man. Some people, they have too much pain in their soul and they just want to fucking release into the world and like, no. Just relax. Smoke some fucking weed. Eat some good food. Try to think about the shit that you went through and how you can level up from it. Because that's the thing about projection. People think, oh my God, we need to protect all these fucking LGBTQ people. I think we need to help them come back to source. Come back to God. Come back to themselves. Because I feel like some of them literally have been propagandized for some sort of insane, powers that be that don't care about the betterment of humanity. Because you know what? Being gay is a survival mechanism. And I'm not gay. I've lived in California. I've lived in a place where hedonism was the norm. And I've seen its decays. I've seen its positivity. But it did not outweigh the decay and the rot. The decay and the rot of hedonism causes mass suicide. Mass degradation. I've seen it with my own fucking eyes. It's not like I haven't given love and support to all type of peoples. But the way they treat me, even if I give them love, we'll talk about them, not me. If I disagree a little bit slightly with someone and they all of a sudden want to go to war with me, why am I all of a sudden supposed to be subservient? Supposed to back down? I'll not back down in the face of tyranny no matter who it is, no matter what face it has. That's the ultimate rebellion of the devil. You see, he's not just part of the minions in hell. I mean, they have that concept of minions or whatever. Who cares? The ultimate rebellion, true embodiment of rebellion in the flesh, is saying, you know what? Fuck you. That's what it is. That's what it is. Because you need to stand on your values. If you can't stand on your values, who the fuck are you? You're nothing. You're nothing if you can't stand on your values. So obviously there is respect. There's a reason why people have given respect to LGBTQ people. Because they stand on business. Are they happy? Maybe not as much as these conservatives, but I mean, there's problems everywhere. I live with boomer parents. One boomer parent that only knows Fox News. He thinks that is his God, his truth. Can you imagine the insanity of the world that we're living in? How easily it could be fixed if people open their mind, be a little bit more patient, had a little bit more love in their heart. It kind of sucks to have a big heart and have it be drained by leeches. That's how this world is sometimes. But how you evolve through the worst in life will make the only other option is for you to be absolutely great. World changing. You see, our purpose here is not only to suffer and enjoy life, but to give to life. We don't enjoy life without giving it. We give life every day. You don't know it. I take a piss in this shit. I'm giving to the animals. Seriously. We give life and we don't even know it. Part of our purpose is to give. If your love is not love to many other people, like, do what you need to do. Simple as that. How you feel will determine a different type of literal frequency that could cause certain type of karmas or dharmas. It's just like some people don't believe in the karma thing, and I think they're fucking retarded because we have literal video evidence of instant karma. When I was a kid, I was like, oh shit, karma just makes sense. Because I know if I did that same shit road rage, I'd probably do the same shit. I'd fucking crash. I mean, it exists. If you haven't felt karma, and I don't understand how some people can't think of these truths. They're fucking brainwashed. And it makes me cry when I see the people that are so brain dead. It hurts me on a deep level. But that's part of our purpose, because god damn it, if there's only 100 people that see the fucking truth, and that means the truth can spread. And there's trillions of motherfuckers on this world. There's a lot of truth out there that people just don't know about. That's why I love the tarot. That's why I like dark magic. Because some of these truths, the people of the light, they literally cannot survive knowing it. People that find out the truth about this world end up killing themselves. A lot of them. Most of them. I mean, at least when it comes to certain financial districts. People are like, oh, well, I would just never find a way when I just simply want not what's normal. And it's just like, there's so much truth. There's Infohards. I can tell you something right now that will most likely kill you. But because you're watching this video, you're probably already strong enough to deal with it. It's just, we don't think, people don't know how dangerous knowledge really is. And there's a lot of gold nuggets. So if you're watching this, leave a like, subscribe, comment. Because I'm giving out gold. If no one wants to get this knowledge, that's a tragedy. Oh, fucking well. But I'm giving this gold because I need it. My soul wants to give. And so I'm making this channel. I'm giving you my honesty, my love. My truth is my love. I have lived, and I see and I say my truth. Knowledge is dangerous. But you're royal. You have ancient blood, and you are awakening. We have the Knight of Clubs. This card doesn't really come out too often on this channel. But this is blunt force, blunt trauma. This is a breaking through energy. Because look at it. My dad was talking about the horses. He's actually made a lot of money today in the horse races. Hundreds of dollars. He's actually excellent at fucking betting for horses. Makes a lot of money. This guy's cool. He's a narcissistic boomer, and I fucking hate him sometimes. But, I still love him because, you know what? There's going to be a time when my dad isn't alive. Yes, Mama. My mom's going to make me carne asada tacos. But yes, Knight of Clubs, this is a warrior. You have already fought. You see, in order to get to this strengthful warrior, you would have already had to survive probably the worst in life. Because some of the warriors, they can kind of get lazy, kind of just get through, but the real warriors that stand out, the real warriors in this motherfucking world, the people that not only give, but they enact divine retribution. They enact whatever justice it may be. This is you. There's a warrior inside of you that you have not awoken probably ever. You may have been getting close, but it's just close, right? But I also think it's not just you. You're not just alone in this battle. Because, you see, we have the trumpets. So, this could literally be the judge. I mean, I think this is literally the judgment card. But it doesn't have to be judgment. It's literally divine blessings. Because to be looked at by something that's so big and divine is kind of its own gift. So usually there is a blessing, even if it's this, right? Even if the divine is doing the dirty work for you, that itself is the blessing. So to me, this is like the divine blessings card in many different ways, but it's definitely looking like divine judgment. I think some of the divine is going to go to war for you. There's some sort of, maybe the devil is going to go to war for you. I don't know. Maybe the devil wants to fight for you. Interesting. I mean, demonic royalty is coming back, and that means respect and honor. All right, let me get 2 more cards and kind of wrap up the reading. It's been way too long. This reading's been way too long, but that's fine. I think some of you guys may like the longer readings. I don't like to do longer readings that much, but it's kind of hard for me not to do longer readings, if I'm going to be honest, because I get a lot of information out in just one reading. We have the fire card. Back to what I was saying earlier in the start of the video. You're on fire. There's a fire within you. This is not just a warrior fire, divine fire, hell fire. You're able to control fire. You're able to do many things with fire. There's a big fiery element about you. And then probably my favorite card in this deck is the death card. The death card. Maybe the devil's going to start killing a few motherfuckers for you. I mean, maybe for some people. I mean, some people literally just... Fucking cunt. I hate that bitch. Some people just don't know when to stop. And some people die because they don't know when to fucking stop. So when I say some sort of divine entity may go to war for you, they literally may just kill someone. And I know that may seem, oh my God, you know. This is most, 90% of you at least. This is just transformation. This is the death of an old cycle of a new. But I think there's a very few people that actually have a need where they can't do it, but someone, because some people get physically abused to the edge of death. Do you know that? Do you know how dark it really is in this fucking world? People that think it's just fucking rainbows and roses and shit, they'll probably see this and be like, oh my God, some entity's gonna kill someone? Like, that's so evil, that's so bad. Some people just somehow are alive no matter fucking what, when they honestly deserve worse. Not only that you have evolved, but for some of you may be investing in necromancy, death magic, but of course that's a beautiful thing. We must respect the dead. I mean, they provide a lot of good things for us, even if you don't notice it. This is the death of the old cycle, and the old cycle is done. You are completely changed. You are brand fucking new. And you're ready for your empire, your kingdom. You see, I'm very open to the feminine in this beautiful world, but people don't understand that the feminine rule the world just as much as the fucking men do. We both rule the fucking world. People think, oh, it's just a patriarchy or monarchy. It's impossible. Monarchies cannot happen without the men putting in balls deep work, man. They're gonna die if they don't do shit. But when it's a patriarchy, okay, maybe men get a little too physical. Maybe men get a little too confident, right? That in itself can create bad shit. I understand it. But we can't just blame we can't blame it all on the woman. We can't blame it all on the man. We can't blame it all on the fucking gay guy or the straight guy. Get your fucking head out of your ass. It's everything at once, man. You gotta feel it. You gotta see the fucking truth. The truth is cold. It's not easy to understand the truth. The hardest thing to do in this world is to learn the fucking truth. People say ignorance is bliss. I say it's a curse. How much suffering can people just... how much of the worst things can happen simply because people just don't know? I'm not saying we can just increase our... Obviously, we can increase humanity if we just know. There's been a war against our mind by the elite. We know this with their fucking poison in the foods and what they've been spraying in the skies. They want us to think a certain way. They build these roads for us to drive these places. They build these walls and these fucking cages for us. They sedate us with these drugs. They control us like lab rats. That's a hard fucking truth. Can you swallow that truth? Can you? I think you're going to choke and die. Some of you will. My bad. Infohazard, my bad. Right? This video may not get anywhere just because of what I say. Do you understand that? If you're watching this, you may be some of the few people that can actually watch this, because my videos may not blow up simply because the powers that be don't want my knowledge out there. I could say a lot of stuff. I could say a lot. And I'm sure you guys can too. You know, you know those movies where people were just like getting bullied. You know, when people are just getting like absolutely destroyed by some piece of shit. And the nerd is just like, he says one thing and the bully's like, what the fuck? You know, like, you can stumble people's minds to where they don't need... I gotta go. This was a beautiful reading. May the shadows guide you.